Okay, so this is my system configuration. Same thing, like you can also find your system configuration. Just for interesting, also you can put it in your group, like you have a laptop or a desktop, or you find your friend laptop. Okay, so note down your system configuration, put your name and your system configuration like this. Put your name and your system configuration, your name, system configuration, and give this information like this exactly. Okay, so put it in your group, so other people will also get other people also will get energetic, like yes sir, we are also should check the system configuration. Okay, just telling is okay, but if you are also participate, it will give energy to others. I told about Windows 10, and there is one more compatibilities and difference between 32-bit, 64-bit thing is there. So that's we will see that. So here is the point is we started with how to check a IP address. Every system which connected to the network. Okay, every system, any system, if it is connected to the network, so obviously the device having an IP address. For example, I have a mobile phone. I connected to my Wi-Fi network. Automatically, my Wi-Fi router will give me an IP address. Okay, so when I connected to the network, so obviously to communicate in the network, we need an IP address. So you have a laptop, you have a desktop connected in the network. Obviously, you will get an IP address. Obviously, you have an IP address. Without an IP address, you can't communicate in the network. Without IP address, you can't communicate with the network. Either it is IPv4 or it can be a IPv6. Any kind of IP address. So here it is how to check the IP address. There is a 3 ways, out of that one 2 ways, mainly command prompt or a normal graphical window. In a command prompt, so you can find with the ipconfig command. Of course, I showed a task manager. At the task manager also I showed how to check the IP address. It is not exactly how to check IP address, but IP address is visible here. Okay, you can see your IP address is visible here. Okay, this is your IP address. But other than that one, how to check? You have to open a command prompt like this. So what I'm doing is I make it more easy. I'm pressing the Windows button and just typing CMD. Or you can click on this search button. You can type the CMD. This is the command prompt. Open the command prompt. Okay. Okay, like this. It is actually shows like this only in your system. Okay. Your command prompt. See like this username. I'm putting ipconfig. So where I put a command like this ipconfig. ipconfig, no spaces, ipconfig. Okay, one single part. But it is showing a lot of information because of by default my PC having a lot of adapters. Most of them are loopback adapters or virtual adapters only. So I am using a Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi connector name is Wi-Fi only. Okay, my adapter name is Wi-Fi. This is my IP address. 192.168.1.29. This is my subnet mask. This is my default gateway. So what I'm getting, IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway for this particular network adapter, wireless network adapter. Okay, so you can see in some adapters, you can see here it is my VMware network adapter. So this is the virtual adapter for a VMware application purpose. Okay, so I have a Ethernet also there. It is does not having any IP address. Okay, because it is a disconnected. My wire connection is disconnected. I am using Wi-Fi, so I know my Wi-Fi adapter name. So then I will find my, okay. So it is IPv4 and this is my IP address, subnet mask and default gateway. So you can note down. So what is your IP address, subnet mask and default gateway? So which command? ipconfig command. Next one is ipconfig all. So what is this all? Why it is a difference between ipconfig? Look at here. ipconfig slash ipconfig. There is a space. That give a space slash all. I'm pressing enter. It will go up. So where we are putting, where is exactly this command? Yeah, here it is. ipconfig all. It shows host name. This is my adapter, right? So this is wireless LAN adapter. Wi-Fi name is Wi-Fi. And it is showing the description. So what is this description? It is showing your adapter name. Adapter name. Your physical address means this is the MAC address. This is another way to find out your MAC address. This is a way to find a MAC address also. So you will get your MAC address, IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and I got this IP address from a DHCP server. So that DHCP server address and my DNS server address. See the difference, guys? ipconfig is showing only IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, but ipconfig space slash all giving my MAC address, also called as a physical address, IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and also DHCP server address, which server is actually configured my IP address. DNS server address also. Okay, of course, your DNS server, DHCP server, and default gateway address is same because of all these three things are by your Wi-Fi router. And you got an IP address from DHCP. How do you know? DHCP enabled yes means you got IP address from DHCP. So you may get a confused or are now confused, no problem. No confusion, no problem, but confusion is also okay. In middle only. I'm I said no. I will keep changing this one. You have a computer. Okay, you have a laptop or a computer or any machine you have. Okay, so obviously it contain a IP address. So you can configure an IP address manually. You can configure an IP address to it manually. So this is having an adapter which connected to the network like this. Okay, through wire it is connected. It's a symbolic representation of device is connected to network. It is a symbolic representation of a PC is connected to device. This is, for example, PCA. Name of the PC is PCA. And this is a small part. We call it as a NIC, Network Interface Card or Ethernet card. It is. It is connected to network. In general, we don't connect like this, so we'll connect it to a switch or a router. Switch we will connect into generally to switch. A hub we will connect it. in general, just a LAN network we are connecting. So no. Okay, so you want to make a communication between two devices, compulsory we require a IP address. Okay, you configure manually means you are configured manually, so that is called a static IP. So this is it's a stable, cannot change itself. Okay, it is unchangeable. Not, we cannot say unchangeable, we can able to change it. Again, we have to change manually. Okay, we can't change with the automatically. So it is a, you can configure manually. So when you are configured manually, it shows DHCP enabled no, meaning is it is a manual. Okay, and or you can get an IP address dynamically. So automatically, dynamically. So a manual is there, no? So then I put a automatically. So that is called a dynamic IP address. Dynamic IP address. If it is your configured dynamic IP address, meaning is DHCP enabled. Yes, it means we got IP address from DHCP server. Okay, that is the meaning, automatic manner. This box is not enough space. So PCs will get configured. Either you configure manually, so that is called a static IP. So then it shows DHCP enabled no, means you configured as a manual one. Okay, or you can get an IP address from DHCP server. For example, you have a DHCP server. Okay, so yeah, you have to put it a little larger. So this is some DHCP server, or a router as a DHCP server. Also, you can put it like this. Now, this DHCP server assigning an IP address to the client. DHCP server is giving you IP address to you. So then it is showing DHCP enabled yes. So that is the point here. DHCP enabled yes means I got an IP address from my DHCP server. Your router at like DHCP server, DNS server, and a default gateway. Not like a. So this is the point here it is. So this DHCP server can be your Wi-Fi router. Okay, can be your Wi-Fi router, or you are getting a DNS server address, that is also your can be a default router. The default gateway can also be a router. So we'll explain all these things later, but understand you got an IP address. It is a manual. Then it shows no. If it is automatic, it shows yes, you got IP address from DHCP server. So if you got IP address from DHCP server, definitely DHCP server address is there. Okay, yes, and DHCP server address. And it is also showing two things: lease uptime, lease expiry. I will also show you DHCP server enabled no. So it is no means this IP address not assigned by DHCP server. It's a manual IP address. Exactly say here it is. DHCP enabled no. Remember this one guys, VMnet 1. So DHCP enabled no, and I have a IP address, subnet mask, and there is no a default gateway is there. DNS address is there, but DHCP address is not showing here. So it is DHCP address is not showing. This is different. This is the different part. Regular DHCP server is not showing, and lease duration also not showing because IP address is configured manually. Okay, so the point is again ipconfig. So when you go to ipconfig, ipconfig will show you your IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway. If you go to ipconfig /all, you'll get your MAC address, DHCP enabled yes or no, your IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS server address, DHCP server address if you got it from the DHCP server, and also lease uptime, lease expiries. Even if you go to your mobile phone settings, mobile net, Wi-Fi adapter, there you will go, you'll find an IP addresses. If you are connected to Wi-Fi or 4G also you will get it. Means you are connected to any internet, 4G internet is also will see. So if you put a ipconfig, these things you will get it. This is the IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway. If you put a ipconfig all, space is there, ipconfig /all. So you'll get it IP address, sorry, your MAC address, DHCP enabled yes or no. Okay, your IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS server address, DHCP server address, lease uptime, lease expiry. Okay, guys, understand up to now. So this is another example for adapter VMnet 1. DHCP enabled no means you got an IP address manually. It is a static IP. You can see IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, and there is a DNS server address also configured. No DHCP server address, no lease duration. Why? Because it is not configured by DHCP server. Okay, guys, understand up to now how to check the IP address?
Yes.
Okay, this part I will come back. Okay. Second one is how to check the IP address by GUI mode. So where it is in GUI mode. There is a two ways to open this final points are like this. You can see here it is. You can go to search or you can go to run also. Okay. Put a ncpa.cpl. CPL means control panel. So you can see it is ncpa.cpl. ncpa.cpl. So it will directly opens your network connections. So you can see network connections directly open this window. So this is my adapter, right? Wi-Fi adapter. Earlier I showed that thing, right? My Wi-Fi adapter. Double click. or a right click status also. You can go to right click status also, you can do it. Details. So in the details, you can find MAC address, means physical address, your DHCP enabled, yes or no, IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DNS server address. Of course, you got IP address from DHCP, right? So then DHCP server address, lease duration, okay, so obtain and expiry. So same information. Okay, properties to change the IP address. Okay, that's the thing. But you can see activity means the connection is good. It is showing some activity means connection is good, and it is internet is there. Okay, so here my adapter. So I already told VMnet 1. Okay, so I will show you here. So here it is. DHCP enabled now means I assign this IP address. Okay, manual IP address. It's showing a physical address. DHCP enabled means it's a manual IP address. It is also showing DNS server address, but there is no DHCP server address because I didn't get this IP from DHCP server, and also it is not showing lease duration means lease obtained, lease expiry because of I didn't get an IP address from DHCP server. How to change this IP address also you can do it. Go to properties. Go to properties. IPv4 properties. Yeah, 1 second, guys. I will adjust the thing like this. I think it is a better way. Properties. IPv4 properties. Can you see this is the one way to you can add it. So the second option will give you manual entry of IP address. You can give your own IP address like this. I'm going to change a little bit. Okay, this is my default gateway address, IP address, and it is preferred DNS address. Okay. Now I look in screen. Not like this. This is the point, right? Here it is. I think it is little bit clear cut. Triple pack, you can see. This is this adapter. This adapter properties. Yeah, blue color after so long time. So when I click on this properties, this window, okay, control set. This window is open. So I have selected this IPv4. Okay, I've selected that one. Okay, then I click on this property. This window is open. Guys, remember this thing, the down one. The down one is manual. Up one is automatic. Automatic means you will get IP address from automatically. So it's a dynamic. The bottom one is static. Yeah, I will draw the lines. This is manual. Manual. Okay. And this is automatic. That's okay. See, it is the down one is manual, up one is automatic, and it is showing only one, so then I will show you other one also. Why it is showing? Okay, if I want to get an IP address from DHCP server, select all these things. Okay, select first one. The first one is I want to get IP address from DHCP server. Click OK, close. See, it is DHCP Enabled yes. Of course, I didn't get any IP address. For this adapter, DHCP is not connected. I'll get an error only. So this is a error message. So this is a IPv4 address. So this is also, we can say it is IPv4 address. DHCP Enabled yes. If you see like this, means DHCP failure. Okay. Again, I went to the troubleshooting from here to there. But guys, remember this screen. It is a IPv4 address. It is showing like this. Okay, I didn't get an IP address from exactly DHCP server. This is a IPv4 error. If your screen is showing like this, it is a IPv4 automatic private IP address. Meaning is it's a error. There is a issue. Okay, so it is a automatic private IP address. IPv4. How to put it? Error. So where is this? So if you are getting 169.254, meaning is it is a IPv4. It is an error. Be careful with that. There's a color changing part is also there, but it is changes or not changes. It is error. Okay, so try to understand. So this is for configuration, guys. Second one is manual. First one is automatic. When you put an automatic, either you will get an IP address. If you put automatic, DHCP Enabled yes. So you should get an IP address from DHCP server. If you don't get it, you will get IPv4. So IPv4 means error, not working. Okay, and yeah. So why this screen is there? If in case you configured manually, again properties, IPv4 properties. Now how to configure IP address manually? Select the second one. I'm giving some random IP, any IP I can put it. It won't work anyway, but I'm giving 172.16.0.110. Any IP. It depends upon me, my network. It is not always a compulsory to give. Okay. Now it is a manual configuration. Okay. Close. So it is showing manual IP address. DHCP enable no means it is manually configured IP address. manual IP. So this is automatic. So this is manual. And this is options. When you go to these options, whether you want to configure automatically, first option. You want to get IP from DHCP. You want to configure yourself, second option. If you see you have a PC, you got this IP address and you are not getting internet. You're not getting internet, no communication. You check the IP address, it is showing like this. It means it's APIFA, it is error. It may be because of DHCP problem. Okay. So this is a way we can able to check the IP address, guys. Okay. So how the ways? Go to ncpa.cpl. Open your adapter. Click on details. Check the IP address. And also you can get the MAC address. Okay. I use what is the thing I use? I use ncpa.cpl. What about control panel? So you can go to control panel also. So go to control panel. Okay. So in control panel, it shows like this. You can change category to large icons, or you can keep a category also. If in category also, it's okay. Network and internet. Okay. Network and internet. Network and sharing center. There you can find change adapter settings. Change adapter settings. Then this is open. Then this is open. Okay. Automatically. I open this one by ncpa.cpl. Instead of going to multiple steps, I jump directly to that one. Again, see this control panel, network and internet, network and sharing center, change adapter settings. There you can find your adapters. It is showing in different ways by loading it. Or you can go to large icons. This is large icons, network and sharing center. Directly it is open, network adapter settings. This is my adapter. I know because it is my adapter. Two adapters are there. One is wide, another is Wi-Fi. This is my Wi-Fi adapter. Open, check the details. Okay. So it's a very simple part. So instead of opening control panel, I open this network connections by using ncpa.cpl. So this is the way to check the IP address. Okay. And one is command, another one is directly checking. So I told how not to check the IP address. When you got a question, what is your IP address? You got a question, what is your IP address? And you went to the command prompt and you check the IP address. Good. Or you went to the control panel, you check the IP address. Good. But you open a Google Drive and you type what is my IP address. You type what is my IP address. You know, some are very smart people. There is no problem with no smart people or smart people. Very smart people are always problem because they use always a smartness instead of learning. Instead of learning, it's just simple learning. Instead of learning, they use a very smartness. What they will do it? They immediately type what is my IP address. Okay, instead of checking IP address also, what is my IP address? So what happens? It shows an IP address here. This is not your PC's IP address. It is your public IP address. It is your public IP address. Guys, look at here. In India, the internet, the broadband connections works in a little different way. Of course, US is following now, but US is following earlier. It is different way. Direct IP addresses are assigned to customer. One direct router, they will assign a public IP address. In India, it is not like that. Okay, India is fully managed. We save everything, guys. So India, why India is greater? Even it is look like a cheap country, or it is look like a poor country, but we save a lot. We don't eat everything. We don't throw everything outside like a eating off and throwing outside. We don't do like that. Whether it is an IP address, whether it is an internet, whether it is a food, whether it is a why Indians are purchase more bikes than a cars earlier. The bike saves petrol, journey, roads, right? Road space. Okay. America, once traffic is jammed, just to get out from that car and you go by walk only. Come back after 3 days if traffic is clear. Okay, so that's the thing. Like India is may not be look like a very developed country, but it has very good country. Okay, so that's the point I'm trying to say. So guys, this is your computer system. Think like this. Okay, so this is your PC. Okay. And this PC in generally we are connecting through our Wi-Fi router, right? So normally Wi-Fi router is a combination of so many things because it's a Wi-Fi router is a combination of Wi-Fi router plus a modem. Okay, so one unit for everything. Modem. So what are it is in generally I'm telling. So we are either we connected to the Wi-Fi through or a cable. Okay, so either through we'll connect through the Wi-Fi or to the cable. So that is two-way arrow mark is not there. Okay, different arrow mark is there. You are connected like this. Either it is through Wi-Fi or wired. Now this is connected to ISP, Internet Service Provider. So we are connecting internet, not directly telephone, through a internet service provider. This internet service provider connected to the internet. Okay, is actually connecting to internet. I need like this. This is the kind of stuff. This point is not there here in the bottom. It's a symbol of cloud, not messaging part. Okay, so it is connected to internet. This is the way you are connecting. Okay, this is the way you are. So multiple devices we have, not only one PC. We are connecting to multiple devices, right? I have a laptop, I am connecting. I have a mobile phone, I am connecting. For example, I have a desktop, I am connecting. Okay, like this. PC1, PC2. For example, this is my mobile. This is my mobile, and this is my tablet, my mobile, my laptop, my desktop. This is my laptop. Okay, so I connected to my laptop. This is my desktop, PC. Okay, so it required a wired connection, so then I use my wired connection. like this. Okay, and remaining are Wi-Fi connections only. Okay, so it's remaining all are Wi-Fi based connections. I don't put any Wi-Fi symbols here like this. Okay, so when you are communicating inside, when you are communicating in your network, okay, either through Wi-Fi or wired and all. So enter this part is, oh, other, go back and put a dotted lines. Okay, enter this is nothing but your LAN communication, which is your private network. But when you are communicating outside through ISP, the ISP will take care of the public communication. So public communication required public IP. So who is taking care of your public IP? By ISP provider only. Okay, you are communicating. Internet means it's a public communication. So public communication required public IP. Private communication required private IP. I am getting my IP address is private IP. It is my laptop, my desktop, my mobile phone IP address, which is within this network only. Okay, ISP use the public IP address to communicate outside. Okay, next. So how it is possible without having a public IP? How can we communicate? Okay, that is called a technique. There is a technique called a PAT technique. So we are using in a broadband, we use PAT technique. That is called a port address translation, also called as a NAT overload. Meaning is you can have a multiple public IP address, sorry, multiple or all private IP address to private IP address is translated to single or one. We can easily say one public IP. Okay, using port numbers, using a port number technique. Okay, so in India, the broadband works like this. So I have a for example, I'm having a private IP 192.168. Sorry, sir. 192.168.0.19. Just for example. This is my PC IP address. Same goes for my mobile phone. Okay, it can be like maybe 23 for my mobile. Okay, or it can be for a laptop. It is maybe it is 31. All are private IP address. These are all private IP which communicates inside only. And one more is there. I will tell you that one now. One, which is my router inside of this private. Okay, so this is my default gateway address, and which is nothing but my router IP address. So I'm communicating through router only, right? All these devices are communicating through router only. All are communicating through router only will going. So this router is act like a default gateway. Okay, this router act like a default gateway. This router act like a default gateway now. So I'm communicating through my router. Router is a act like a default gateway. And this is my private IP addresses within my network. These IP addresses won't work in the public. Public need a public IP address. Example, I will give you like a 44.53. It's look like this one. Okay. It's look like this one. So you can check. You can in your system you can check by typing what is my IP address. Okay. So then it will shows the public IP and check your PC IP address. It shows like this kind of IP address. Difference is this is within your network. When you are communicating outside of your network, you need a public IP. Public IP will take care by ISP. And how we are able to communicate to the internet, like we can able to access the google.com, facebook.com, youtube.com. How can we able to access? Because of ISPs using a PAT technique to map, it is actually maps multiple private IP addresses to a single public IP using port numbers. Okay, so our technique is different. So we are using less public IP addresses, more private IP addresses. Okay, so if you don't get it, also don't worry, guys. But this is the picture of how we are connecting to internet. You have your Wi-Fi unit. So it is a combination of your Wi-Fi router plus modem, which connects the ISP, and also it is connects your devices. Either it is a wide connection or it can be a wireless connection. Okay, but everything having an IP address, we can easily communicate each other. Okay, from PC1 to laptop, not required router. We don't require exactly say gateway is not required in generally. Okay, but whenever you are communicating, when you open any website through internet, so you need a router. We have to go through the router only. So the router act like a default gateway. The router IP address is your default gateway IP address, and also router act like a DHCP server, DNS server. Okay, all queries will forward to ISP. ISP will send to the public and returns, get that information and forward to you. So your ISP will take care of your public IP. Your PC is not assigned with a public IP directly. So when you type what is my IP address, you'll get your public IP address, not your system IP. This is the last point I want to tell. Okay, guys, understand why we should not tell this IP address. That is your public IP. Anyone? Or you slept or what? Usually, one single line classes, people will die or sleep. Yeah, one person is added.
We all there, sir.
Check it. I got 11 names.
Sir,
Who's missing?
Astik Singh, sir. I was late. Astik Singh.
Yeah, here it is. Astik Singh. Very good.
Mandeep for present.
One more is there. Tell me again.
No, sir, Mandeep for already present.
I didn't. Mandeep Kaur.
Yes, sir.
Already, I think I added. Okay. Mandeep Kaur added already. Yeah. Just last point, guys. I will close for today. So, guys, this is the PowerShell. It is also like a command prompt, but little advanced and little different from your regular command prompt. Regular command prompt is basically DOS based command prompt. It is a DOS based command prompt executed by Win32 environment. But PowerShell is based on the .NET. You know .NET programming, right? So maybe you hear the .NET, C, C++, Java. .NET is also one of the programming owned by Microsoft. Okay, so Microsoft proprietary programming .NET. It is built based on the .NET. It is more powerful than a regular command prompt. Here, you can also execute a regular command prompt like ipconfig. I can execute now. See this ipconfig I can execute. But there is a PowerShell commands also there, so you can try net. It's a network related, so net IP address. Sorry, unnecessarily type like this. No. So sorry. Get network 64 configuration network adapters. Okay, so then I will go to net IP address, but it will show a lot of information. So one by one we will filter it. So the first is get net IP address. We'll try first of all. It is showing a lot of information. So this is my IP address, and where is the adapter name? Okay, yeah, this is my interface alias Wi-Fi. Interface alias is Wi-Fi, and this is my IP address. Okay, and that's the information only I'm getting. Because I search for a IP address, not about a adapter, right? So like this. So even for a first time also you can try. Next, put a hyphen. So for any filter options, search you want an IP address, interface index, interface alias. Interface alias is your Wi-Fi. I am getting an error. See, I got this one now. See this is only for my Wi-Fi adapter. So this is my IP address. Okay, it's not showing any other information. Error. Only I want IPv4 address. Only why it is showing like this? Any other thing? Put a hyphen also, IP address, index, address family, type, prefix line, origin, suffix, address state, validity life. So only one part you can able to get it like this. That is enough, more than enough. So like this you can also get it. your Wi-Fi address. Where are we? Here it is. And ways to get it by interface alias like that also we can try it. If you want a MAC address also. Okay, so yeah, you can put it clear also. So this is your PowerShell. The commands are little different from CMD commands, but CMD commands also work here, and there is a command style is there. So when I type get means get some information. Set to change it, like you want to change the IP address, set. You want to get information, get. Okay, you want to stop, stop, start, stop, start, clear, new. These are all things. It's a verb and noun combinations. Okay, verb and noun combinations only. Okay, get disk. So you want to know about a get disk information. Get location. You want to know the current location. Get location. Set location. You want to change the location. Set location. Okay, it's like that only. So that is enough. Only I want to show you how to check the IP address using PowerShell. I hope everybody understand how to check the IP address. Maybe you didn't understand this, understand or not, I don't know, but try. Last batch, some people are asking me a question, how to access the remote PC. So using protocols are there, Telnet protocol, SSH protocol, PowerShell protocol, RDP, VNC, Tiger VNCs, remote assistance, and using some remote access applications. Okay, remote desktop applications are there, remote assistant. So this is it, guys. How to check the system configuration. What is your system configuration? How to check the system IP address? In a different ways to check the IP address. How not to say your IP address. How to check, how not to check. Or if you check it like this also, you should not tell the IP address like this. Okay, so compulsory no. The commands are a graphical way to get the IP address. Okay, this is not correct. Okay, this is not correct. So this is, it will give you public IP. Any doubts? Anything? Now you can tell me.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
So tomorrow no class, guys. Meet you on a day after tomorrow afternoon. Anyone also can also tell me any question. Meanwhile, I will going to stop recording.